Hey everyone, RemanX here, and the question on everybody's mind is, what am I going to bring to the pocket dimension? And I've got some good news to share with you guys. Got some official confirmation from the devs about one of the burning questions you guys had. So stay tuned. We're going to get right into that right away. So first things first, I'm not going to use Omega Red on my first challenge, my first try through there. I'm taking the no Omega Red challenge because I know that a lot of people are not going to have him for this push. So I don't think you need him. And I think so. I really want to get into something that really kind of showcases the character. I think is the most important one here, and will hopefully help quell some of the concerns. So officially, all of Sersi's Dark Dimension abilities are going to work inside of the Pocket Dimension. This means that anything that says inside of Dark Dimension is going to be working here. So including the buff flip, including the extra damage, a lot of extra abilities here. So she is going to be the centerpiece for what I'm recommending if you have Sersi, which a lot of us do because of the campaign event that was involved in it. And it's probably going to make me just click on that just because of the fact that it has the ability to do, copy all positive effects. Yeah, so I decided to just grab that just for the sake of argument. Just because I think she's going to be the centerpiece of your team. So let's talk about what I think I'm going to be bringing to kind of showcase ability. So first things first, a lot of us will have some magic, storm, and they're going to work really well, but they may not work all the time. So we'll have to stay tuned because if we can keep them alive and keep them charging over time, I think they're going to be doing tons of damage and may make you, just destroy it. Yondu's recent rework makes him a really good option here. So even Shuri, more importantly, being able to drive energy, keep defense up, and her passive heals, I think a combination of Shuri and Sersi are probably going to allow you to do that. Now, the next character I'm going to recommend that everybody brings up is Miles. Now, you guys know I might have you may have seen my most recent video showcasing the Web Warriors in the raids, and I do think that this team is built for the future, so I'm going to recommend that you build this team. So one character that you may or may not have is Scarlet Spider. Now, it's going to enhance Miles by quite a bit. The extension of debuffs and the extra health and the extra potential with the critical damage is going to make them really shine. But I'm not taking him in the first time I run it because I really kind of want to take a look and see if we can find some other characters early on that work. So it's interesting because this is Dark Dimension 1. They built the framework, and we'll take a look at msf.gg because I want to show you guys some of the things that the community has kind of pointed out here, and we've kind of dissected this a little bit. So if you go in here and you want to follow along at home, you can go to Maps, then you go right to Pocket Dimension, and if you guys compare it to Dark Dimension 1, you're going to see it's the exact same. And we're going to talk about this really specifically. It's not like there's crazy amounts of damage potential. They don't have a ton of extra damage. 50% is nothing like what we see in some other dimensions. They have some damage reduction, but what we're seeing on this realistically is this evade stat, or this they're going to have the ability to dodge. There's a passive dodge in there that I haven't seen before in stats. So it might change that, where a character like Yondu has some unavoidable actions here. But at the end of the day, this isn't crazy amounts of health and stats that mean that you're going to be just stuck behind a brick wall. So what's really cool about this is you can kind of take a look and kind of plan ahead. Looking at some of the speeds here, sometimes there might be some different speeds. I didn't see anything else that really stuck out to me on this. I'll go through it live on stream. Because again, we're going to go through when the servers go up. I'm going to stream it live on Twitch. And we're going to go through and kind of go through with the bottom of my roster, because I think the bottom of my roster is probably going to give a better insight than the top of my roster will. That being said, hopefully we can figure out if there's additional teams to use. But I don't think you need to panic about Omega Red. I think Omega Red's a luxury character, and it's going to make the Dark Dimension, the Pocket Dimension, feel nominal. It's going to feel like it didn't really pose a challenge for most players. But I think if you have Sersi, I think she's going to be, it's her moment to shine, as all of her abilities that some of us haven't been able to experience in the Dark Dimension firsthand come to light. So, honestly, I really would encourage you not to build characters for this mode until they stop doing what you need them to do. wherever you have Shuri, wherever you have Sersi and Spider-Man Miles, those are the characters that probably have long-term lasting value in the current raid scenario. If you have Scarlet Spider already, then sure, bring them up. If you have Omega Red, then you have the perfect raid meta team to work towards. The rest of these characters probably can be utilized in some extent. And again, looking at their levels, I don't know that we're going to have to bring them up above 70, 75. We're going to test it out. The worst thing you could do is bring up a characters for this and not have the resources to build it out. So the last warning, and this is the big major warning here. Okay, we also have official confirmation that at the end of the first run, you're going to get 3 teal completed G16 pieces and 5 completed G15 pieces. Why is this a big deal? Well, this is going to change everything. What this means is that those characters that utilize those pieces are going to suddenly become a priority on your roster when building to Dark Dimension. So I wouldn't build anything at G16 right now, unless you have a luxury and a bunch of it in there, because it may change your outlook for how long it takes you to beat Dark Dimension 5. You know, that being said, if you've just been building up characters that are important to you and don't care about Dark Dimension 5, that's a big deal overall. And I think you still want to take a look at what you're getting from this so that you understand, you know, how to allocate those resources. So what I want you guys to do is take screenshots, share them on my Discord. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Links in the description below, and hopefully get through this so we have an understanding of everything that you have and the full potential of it all here. But again, Resolute, the big breaking news is that Sersi is getting all of her Dark Dimension bonuses confirmed by the devs for us. So she should be the centerpiece of the team you're bringing in there. So thank you, devs, for that information. I'm glad we got that before people started making some massive investments in characters they didn't care about. But more importantly, that'll probably help with some of the puzzle solving for everybody here. Now, last thing is, I do think if you have Magic and you have Storm, there's going to be some fun opportunities to use them. We'll definitely play around with this. But my goal is not to use Omega Red or Scarlet Spider on the first run and see what the challenge level actually is. And I do not think it is as highly geared as the top of the tower. So the thing about the tower mode was the top end challenge was G17 level 90 gear characters with some of the worst combos in the game, featuring like Eternals and you know, Dormammu in there. This isn't like that. This is more building up. This is more highlighting characters that you've been able to build up this patch, basically featuring characters that have gotten recent reworks or characters that, you know, have some additional synergy. It's basically been their way to kind of move the dial and say, hey, maybe you should build up Magic. Maybe Storm's going to become viable. Maybe Doctor Strange is. We'll have to see. There's a new Doctor Strange coming down. But at least I do have him at a reasonable level to see if he does some amazing things for me. I think even Star-Lord, OG Star-Lord, is going to have some potential to be amazing. So we'll definitely stay tuned for all of this because I think this is the importance going forward, is do not waste resources building for this Resolute tag. There really isn't much planning. Just, you can go in there, you can try a node, and the most important thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you quit, you lose your progress, but you don't lose any of your members. That's how I one-shot a lot of the nodes. I didn't go in there and just like hit a bunch of buttons and win. I failed an awful lot, but I was able to get the one shot for the nodes and then go back in. So the last thing and the most important thing I want you to understand is you can use heals to res. With the timing of the duration on this, you need to account for the 24-hour lockout time when you complete it. That is something that is out there. It's something that they've made apparent. So hopefully you can share that with your Alliance members, your friends. Make sure they don't make the mistake of not allocating enough time with the 24-hour lockout after you beat it for the first time. Because if you do that, you may be well behind where it goes. Now, there's a ton of resources here. If this winds up being something that's fun, I hope they do this again. This is a great way to kind of give the community a release valve for some of the resources that were sorely lacking in Teal and gold promotion credits and the like. So I'm super excited about this mode. I hope to showcase some of the potential of, you know, the characters that I've wasted resources on, wink, wink. But I have built up my roster to kind of showcase and see what actually has some value. So I will see you guys on Friday for a super long stream that day. Hopefully we'll have some new insight. See you soon.